Today I'm going to be talking about what I've learnt from my audience feedback. Okay, and I'm just throwing together bits and bobs here. I just want to start by saying these are the different ways of getting audience feedback. So one way was focus groups. Okay, I'm going to bring in psychology and stuff here. So in terms of research methods, focus groups, you got a small sample size, which is bad because it's not necessarily representative of the whole population. All the people are also the same age, which also has the same problem about not being representative. And the data you get is qualitative, which means it's hard to keep a track of that data. But on the other hand, it gains detailed responses, though another bad point is that participants might not be able to think, or my audience, target audience, won't be able to think on the spot. But I can ask them further questions if I want more detail or explain any confusion that they may have. I also did semi-constructed interviews, if you want to call them, on Facebook. So I asked the participants, I'm just going to call them participants, okay? By that I mean my audience, my target audience. And they received the same questions, but I expanded on some of those by asking further questions to gain more detailed responses, like I said before. Though there's a bias to that because I chose people who I thought would be happy to help. So that would be friends or people I know that are friendly. So yeah, there's your bias there. I've done online questionnaires, which I'll be talking about in a second. That's good because I get a larger sample size, hopefully. I get a greater variety of ages because my questionnaire can be shared on Facebook or wherever so that anybody can take it. Hopefully my target audience though. It's easily accessed. Most people do have access to computers and the internet, though some people don't. There's your downfall. And I can gain both qualitative and quantitative data. So obviously quantitative data is easier to log down, but it's not as in-depth. And the problem with the questionnaire is that it can't explain any confusion that the person may have over some of the questions that I've tried to word them clear enough so that they do understand. And there may also be a bias. By this I just mean that some people that take part might, for instance, be friends off my Facebook and they want to give me the answers that I'm looking for. But I prefer honesty, to be honest. And I've also got peer feedback, so from people in my class. That's bad because I've got a limited sample and they're all media students, so it's biased, we're all doing the same thing. But on the other hand, media students can give more in-depth responses, hopefully, because they've got their media knowledge behind them, so they should hopefully know some good ways for improvement. Okay, so for this here, this is what I did before I actually started making this is for the trailer specifically, and this was just to ask my target audience if they answered no here, if they've ever seen the horror trailer, then it would just say, yeah, thank you for taking part. So anyway, yeah, this was just to see where people see films advertised, what they want to see in a film, etc. But yeah, and then after, sorry, I think I left it a week or two, went back to look at the results, and yeah, looked through that. Like you can see here, I found the majority were between 16 to 18-year-olds. People like jumpy, you can see all this on my blog. Anyway, so here's the short interview I did. Got some good points here. There's qualitative data, but it's good because it's more in depth. And you can see some of these comments here. They're like backstories in the trailer They don't want a killer that just comes out of nowhere. Therefore, to please my target audience, give them what they want, I gave my victim a backstory. Her backstory is that she was bullied and she just wanted some control in her life. I tried to show the story, but not give away too much. Like, I'm basically answering this point here. I didn't want to give away the entire story, but I wanted them to kind of understand a basic narrative so they weren't completely lost, like they are in some horror trailers, because that's what they wanted. Because they wanted females for more psychological horrors, they said. So, what I was going with in my trailer, I did stuff like the female, the victim, she's called Miriam, she cuts off another girl's hair and puts, oh, what was it? Supposedly acid on her face and all of this, different things like that. It's more psychological harm she's causing to them. She makes threats and whatnot, but doesn't actually, kill people. But then, whereas the person that helps her, which is called the Unknown, he is physically violent. He is going to hurt her and possibly kill her. So yeah, I'm just giving my target audience what they want, really. Yeah, because I only used males, I then went on to ask more people via Facebook once again because it's easy access. Just ideas for the narrative because I didn't have an idea of what to do exactly because I just have so many ideas. I just get confused. Um, why they'd want a female killer and any other ideas I may have. Okay, so you can find that all on my blog anyway. And yeah, so I was stuck for ideas on exactly the things that Miriam could do. So I once again asked my target audience what they think would be good, and the ones in green were the ones that I put together that are possible, whether that be you fake them or they're just available at the time. For instance, I knew of a scratch car at the time, so I was going to use that, but in the end I didn't. So yeah, anyway, that's on the blog. Here is my, just changing from the trailer to the film poster. Here's my first draft. This was put together, but I wasn't sure how to do the strings at the time, so I just quickly put them in on, I think it was Microsoft Word, really basic, just to show my general idea. And this was the feedback I got from my peers. And I was really surprised actually that people thought it looked quite genuine and they liked the images, they thought it fit the horror genre. Just I was really surprised that they responded so well to it. I always doubt my work anyway because I'm always looking to improve. But yeah, once I received that, it gave me that little boost of confidence really. So that was nice. Then I went on to actually put some strings in, or try to. I knew it looked a bit dodgy anyway, but it's just my first attempt. Um, then I tried to make the strings a little bit more realistic by making them look like they're wrapping around the fingers. Obviously, you can still tell it's fake, but it's just a step forward. I haven't gained audience feedback here. This is just literally my editing process. I just like to edit them and see how I've progressed from one edit session to the next. Then from here, you can see, sorry, here I didn't have the little tagline in there. That's just because I was just quickly doing a quick edit here. Then I added it in. And then I just had a little bit of a mess around here because I wasn't so, I didn't know whether this looked good or not. So I just, dragged the fonts out a bit, changed these. Did I have them? Oh, yeah. You see, I had the Chiller font the whole time here. I didn't think that worked at all. I didn't like it. So I had to play about with the fonts and did it like this. So I've answered in one of my other questions about the kill or be. The kill, the reason why this is in red and white. Basically, this will be somebody else's blood. So you either kill them and you don't get harmed, or you get killed. So this is your blood. This is symbolising her blood. That's why it's so close or over the strings. It's to show that it's related to her. Okay. Where's the audience feedback? Oh no, that was after. Yeah, I put this on Facebook. Well, I sent it in private message and people really liked it. The only thing that was brought up, one person said that they think I should change this so that they're all the same font. That was one person though, nobody else mentioned it. They actually liked it. So yeah, I didn't want to change it. I think I agreed with the other people who said that they like this idea of this being your own blood as well. So yeah, I left that anyway. The only other thing that was mentioned was about the strings on the fingers not looking real, and obviously I know that they don't look real, so I just tried to refine them once more. And also another thing I forgot to say is, if you haven't noticed already, from my first drafts to my second draft, I reshot this image of Miriam because I had comments up here of her not looking very clear, and as you can see here, it might be because I've stretched it slightly as well, it looks even worse, but yeah, you can't really see her face very clearly, so I am really glad that I shot it to get a closer up look, because you can see that sinister look on her face and you get a better view of the knife and whatnot, so yeah, that's all good. So oh yeah, when I refined this was my last, this is my final draft here, or completed piece. So from here, the thing I changed, if you look at the hand, I bent the strings around the finger so it looks more wrapped around. It might not necessarily still look realistic, but there's nothing I can do about that. And if you haven't noticed as well, from my third to fourth draft, I just added extra strings in here. So these ones were stretched out, as you can see, whereas that one wasn't. But if you just look down, and yeah, you can see there's more rope, looks a bit more real. But yeah, there's my final draft anyway. I'm quite happy with that, so it's all good. And the feedback I gained for that was they really liked the use of the quote. The title stands out really well. People said it looks quite professional. They liked the colours used. You know, fits a horror genre well. This is the person that didn't like the change in font. They said they'd make the kill font the same as the killed font. The strings on the hand don't look quite right around the fingers in particular. Yeah, that's fair enough. I tried my best. But yeah, that's that. Next is the magazine. Okay, this shouldn't take too long. So this is my first draft, and I was really happy with this actually. But after audience feedback, the points brought up were maybe get rid of Freaky Friday. It doesn't have to be a horror edition as such. My main article could just be horror, which I did change it so that my main article was horror, but it wasn't just a horror edition. I got rid of the Freaky Friday, as you can see. Changed the names up here. Changed some of the names down here so they weren't all those of horror actors, and also changed the films down here so they weren't all horror. Also this bottom bit, but yeah, anyway. The cell line next to the axe may be misleading. Yeah, I thought this, I was really happy with the way I put this together. I thought it looked really cool. But the only problem is that, like I just said, people might be misled that this is linked to this in some way. So I did take the new face of horror and place this up here and just got rid of this altogether. So if you have a quick look, the new face of horror from down here is now up here, because the point is this blood signifies the blood on the axe, therefore this relates to that. You know they're linked in some way. You know this is the Anchorage text for that, okay? What else was there? The darkness of the cover is effective. Colour scheme works well. They liked the real review and the fact I put review inside the L. That was cool. I've got plenty of good cell lines, so didn't want to change that. It's got its own website. They liked that too. If you don't know where the website is, I've written it here. Quite professional looking. So yeah, that is that. I just changed it so that that was clear that it was linked to this, and changed the different things that are inside the article so that they weren't all horror based. And that's it, I think. If you have a look here, sometimes the words were getting a little bit lost in the background. That's what I was worried about. But yeah, anyway, to fix that problem as well, I just put it with a black background. I just thought that looked pretty cool. You know, it's nice and clear now. The words aren't going to blend in with the background. Okay, so in terms of the poster, trailer, I've been having problems with organising a date to just finish that off. It's getting a bit late now, but yeah, I literally need an hour and a half, maybe two, just because I'm a perfectionist. I just want to sort little bits out. So I haven't gained audience feedback there because I haven't been able to save the file so that I can upload it online to gain feedback, which is unfortunate. But I have been listening to feedback that other people in the class have been gaining on their film trailers and doing further research to see what film trailers consist of, basically, and also looking at past students' work to check it all over, see what examiners have said about how they can improve. And basically, what I'm going for is I'm trying to make mine as close to realistic. I'm trying to make it look realistic. That's what you want. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. Okay, I want a realistic looking film trailer. And it. What am I gonna say? I use loads of different effects and stuff, so I think my audience will be impressed with that. It's just a matter of gaining that audience feedback once I finally get the file sorted out. And I've been making sure there's consistency. For instance, across my products, oh, what's it called? On my film poster, I put Kill or Be Killed. That's gonna be, or sorry, it is in my film trailer, so that there's consistency between my products. But for the magazine front cover, I didn't want to use Kill or Be Killed again because it's kind of like, well, what does that mean? I wanted the new face of horror because it's a new film, is a new killer. You know, nobody's heard of this person before, and he's got a mask on. The point is that it's a mask is like a new face. You know, you're covering up your new face and replacing it with something new. People haven't seen it before. Um, but yeah, that is my audience feedback, and hopefully I haven't waffled on too much. If I have, I'm sorry, but that is all from me.